Hello everyone, this is Ross from Retro Dream Beam. I'm an eBay seller full-time. I've been doing this with my fiance Anetta for more than 3 years now. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'm about to go into what we were shipping out today on Wednesday, but real quick, I got lucky. I forgot my wallet at the gas station. I asked the manager if I could just get the drinks now. I was just getting 2 fountain drinks. It's like a couple bucks, and then paid the next day. He said no, but then there was someone else there that randomly, she just paid for the drinks, and she said she got it covered. I'm not able to pay it forward because I was like, oh, do you come here often? She's like, no. So I thanked her. I got lucky. I was super happy because I really wanted some like pop / caffeine. All right, first up is going to be these. Oh, my cat wants so much attention right now. It's going to be 128 Rise of the Rune Lords, which is going to be Pathfinder, an RPG thing that was a branch off from Dungeons and Dragons. I think Dungeons and Dragons went from 3rd edition to 4th edition. I think the Pathfinder's 3.5 rules, which I think is more like complex combats. I haven't played either Pathfinder or Dungeons and Dragons besides Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition a couple times. So yeah, these cards are enemy character cards. So these are like a little thing that dungeon masters can use. They don't even have that much art. They just have like the picture or the name right here of the enemy, and then there's like a note section for the probably dungeon. They probably put these in the sleeves, honestly, and then use dry erase for the notes. That would be my guess to keep track of the health of the enemies. $22.40 plus shipping. Everything's going to be plus shipping. All right. Next up is going to be Arkham Horror, board game by Fantasy Flight Games. These are just the 16 characters, investigators that you can play in the board game, which is pretty cool. It has their little character standees. These are the official Fantasy Flight Games ones, which has like the little F symbol on the bottom. But yeah, these are just like parts. These are basically the player pawns. So if you know Monopoly and you don't know anything about modern board games, these are like the player pieces. $9.35 to a repeat buyer. All right, moving along, we have these. I got a bunch of these Civil War 1 out of 72 scale miniatures. These are going to be a bunch of little like horse chariot carriages right here. So there's no soldiers or anything like that. It just came with the collection. I just separated them. People like horses and stuff. They usually purchase them for their miniature games or for their setups. These end up going for $27.99. Like I said, I listed the Civil War stuff recently. It's been selling at a slow pace, but it's been good, getting good, decent money for them. All right, moving along is this AFV Modeler magazine. Well, this one's not a magazine. AFV has magazines. This one's more of a book, so it tells you how to paint and build up some different types of miniatures. This is for the Sherman tank right here. So yeah, I listed this yesterday. I like books like this normally where they talk about a specific tank or an airplane or a fighter jet or a specific battle. So like someone picked this up just to read up on how to paint and model a Sherman tank. Look how thick this is. There's a lot of information and good pictures and stuff to read. $17.59. I like to sell something I list the day before right away. So it's there was also another one I listed. It was just sitting there. I've just been going through whatever boxes to list to make room, and then just whatever's there I've been listing. So normally I like to have like a plan. I might like to do miniatures one day, or board game parts one day, or dice one day, or cards one day, but this time I've just been going with whatever's in front of me. All right, next up is going to be a lot of 6 right here. These are 25 millimeter metal miniatures. These are like traveling NPC characters / merchants. Some have like a hat, other ones have like a backpack. These are probably going to be used in some kind of role-playing game. People, dungeon masters, like to give the players like NPCs, little characters. Neutral player characters is what NPC stands for, to interact with. So these ones are actually pretty good quality because they have various like stances, and like one has a hat. Like I said, one has like a traveling backpack. $12.80 for these. They're also like a pretty good size. The 25 millimeters, like an inch or so. All right. Next up is going to be this. I don't know if this is for wargaming or if this is for train modeling. It's a small little miniature packet. These are like roof, sorry, what are they called exactly? Roof support little pieces. So really tiny metal pieces right here. Someone's going to use this for some kind of roof build out for their train station, I would guess. This is $7.99 for a small one. It could be for some like wargaming miniatures where they like to make buildings and stuff like that. But yeah, it was like a small little accessory. So, all right. Next up is going to be these 4 right here. These are going to be Gloomhaven board game. Actually, these might be the Frosthaven ones. No, these are Gloomhaven. Sorry, I just thought Frosthaven because it's blue, but blue's for experience. So these are dial trackers for your characters. This side right here is the health. This side right here keeps track of the experience your characters get. So everyone gets one of these. So there's 4 of them for the 4 players. It's a co-op game. You're fighting against different dungeons and monsters. You're going through a whole campaign, massive one. And then there's like legacy changes you can make, like buff up your characters' cards. You unlock characters. But yeah, these, I don't actually like the dials too much. I end up getting some stuff on Etsy for my own Gloomhaven, like little dials that you can like twist and turn, just like slightly better. But people do like these ones. $9.59. My guess is someone picked those up because they want to play more than 4 players. There are rules to play with more than 4 players if you want to start doing custom stuff. All right, moving along, we have Zombicide Friends and Foes. This right here is going to be an empty box, but it does have the miniature storage case inside, which is what I think the person wanted, but they bought the whole thing. So right here is when you open it up, it stores all the cards and the miniatures. I think they want it for the miniature storage. Honestly, that's probably the best. It's hard to store miniatures in these Zombicide games. Are pretty good where I think they came with inserts, where other board games throughout time have not come with inserts for miniatures. And then you have to figure out, you have to get like those foam kits and boxes that you've seen me sell before. It's been a little bit since I sold them, but I do sell them and people use them. So $9 for the empty box. They asked me for another expansion if I had the inner casing for the miniatures. I said, like, I do have a bunch of stuff to go through right now. I don't know if I do or don't have that, but I took down their like name and I said I'll let them know if I do come across that. So Zombicide, I think the IP has been sold a couple times. It's been there's been some like controversy with CMON, the company which makes this game, and other games as well. So yeah, I've only been following it a little bit, so I think that's why I've been selling more Zombicide stuff. People want to get it before maybe it's not around anymore. All right, I don't know anything about it, so fully. So that's just like the murmurs I've been hearing for the few videos I've clicked on for about it. But it's been a few weeks since I've like looked up where Zombicide and Cool Miniatures or not is. All right, last thing for the day is going to be these replacement counters right here. These are things that usually come in those wargaming magazines. This one just says replacement counter, so I didn't know like what game it went to, so I made sure to take like really good close-up pictures of this. Like I said, those magazines will come with updates. These ones are replacements. They probably did some balance changes to make the game more fair. But yeah, there's a ton of these little tokens and little expansion stuff inside magazines and extra stuff that people can change up their war games with. So I just don't know which one it's for. All right, repeat buyer, $12.25 for this, which is pretty good. All right, that's everything. It was still like a decent day last night. There was only like 3 or 4 sales all the way up to like 9, 10 p.m. And then some more sales rounded out by the time the rest of the night went through, and then I woke up. So at first it was looking pretty disastrous. This is pretty good. It's like a decent middle of the road type of sales day. All right, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you'd like to help support us. Take a look at our links down below.